Hello, Queens Grant High School families. Welcome. Welcome to the Queens Grant High School 2023 graduation ceremony here at Ovens Auditorium. This is easily my favorite day of the school year. Now, this is not because they're leaving. This is because this is the day we can acknowledge their success, their progress, their accomplishments without any criticism or any do more, do better. We can live in a truly exciting moment. As we transition to the ceremony, this event would not be possible without the amazing staff of Queens Grant High School. If the teachers would please stand to be acknowledged. Parents, families, I'd like to thank you for sharing your wonderful graduates with us during these years. They've been some weird times. There's no greater honor for myself or Queens Grant High School than your family entrusting us with your child. We are thankful for it, and we hope you will pass this on. This honor meant so much to us, and we wish nothing but the best for your families and your children. Now, this day is about them, the class of 2023 of Queens Grant High School. Four graduating classes ago, about 3.5 years ago, COVID changed a lot about our world, but one positive that I've gotten from it is we were able to reorganize our graduation ceremony to be focused on the students, their character, their experiences. I'm so happy to present our graduation ceremony for the class of 2023. They've all been informed how much and how important they've been to our school and our school's history and to me personally. Thank you. Let's get this started. Ms. Warschauer.
Good morning. Good morning to all of you on this happy and celebratory day. I'm Beth Warschauer, junior and senior English teacher here at Queens Grant, and I am here to introduce a brilliant, hysterically dry-witted, and just all-around fantastic young man who also happens to be the salutatorian for the class of 2023, Elijah Lewis Montgomery. I'm not done. Before I go into his many accolades and honor, perhaps more than any of those, I am most inspired and frankly touched by his groundedness in his family and his faith. Many of us heard his testimony at the senior dinner. Quick shout out to Naomi Moga. Not a fist-pounding the lectern emotional kind of lecture, but an earnest, from the heart sharing of the importance of faith and his belief in God as a driving force in his choices and in his way of being in the world. His humility and quiet strength gives me faith and strength. Elijah is from a family of 7. He is the oldest of 5 children. This privilege and responsibility gives him an integration of the silly and the mature. In AP Lit, we experienced this when he would recite or reference the latest Plim Plim lyrics or explain a preschool allusion. He spoke of his younger siblings with love and even a certain mischievousness that showed him to be an excellent big brother. I am sure all involved have their share of annoyances with one another, but again, it warmed my heart to see his care and concern for his family. Elijah will take his wit, strength, and humility out into the world when he joins the class of 2027 at NC State in the College of Engineering and University Honors Program. Go Pack. Awarded the Burke Endowment Award Scholarship at North Carolina State, Elijah was also a finalist for the Robertson Scholars Leadership Program, a joint Duke-UNC program. He almost had the ACC North Carolina teams covered. Elijah attended North Carolina Governor's School in mathematics this past summer. As an English teacher and sometimes math ACT, SAT tutor, I'm going to have to leave that to Mr. Coleman to speak the language of math with Elijah. Additionally, Elijah is a National Merit Commended student, an AP Scholar Awarded student, a member of the National Honor Society here at Queens Grant, and selected for the NYU Collegiate Seminar Program his junior year. His brilliance has not gone unnoticed. I mentioned the ACC a minute ago. Yay, Wake Forest, for making it to the ACC Baseball World Series. Speaking of baseball, where are my senior baseball players? The Queens Grant Stallions, of which Elijah is a member, played in the Metro 8 1A Championship. During the season, Elijah led the team in on-base percentages. He played on the Queens Grant basketball team his freshman year and swam for the Sardis Forest swim team for 5 seasons. All the more remarkable when you learn that Elijah has juvenile arthritis and had to sit out his junior year. Again, a testament to his determination and his strength. Elijah has half a page of volunteer activities through his school, community, and church, leaving his corner of the world a much better place than when he entered it. There is one last facet of Elijah's life that bears mention. He is ranked 3rd in North Carolina in the cybersecurity training game through CyberStart America. He is even a national cyber scholar seeking the GFACT certification awarded to the top 7% of players nationally. I've heard a player moniker of E-Dog Cash Money. Whether that has arisen from cybersecurity or not, I can't say. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming to the podium Elijah Lewis, E-Dog Cash Money Montgomery, to the stage as the class of 2023 salutatorian.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and thank you for being here to celebrate the Queens Grant graduating class of 2023. I would like to thank our incredible teachers and staff, as well as all of the wonderful parents here for guiding us through this journey. We couldn't have done it without you. I also want to give a special thank you to my parents, who have been nothing but loving and supportive to me, while at the same time encouraging me to become the best version of myself. Mom and Dad, I love you. Four years ago, we all got those t-shirts saying, Class of 2023. And I remember 2023 seeming so far away back then. Graduating from high school felt like some distant future, something that would be cool to think about, but would never actually become the present. Yet here we are. And now, looking back at the past 4 years, it almost feels like no time has passed. It truly is remarkable the way time works. Back when we were freshmen, most of us still had at least a couple years before even having to worry about things like getting a job or a driver's license. But a hop, skip, and a pandemic later, and we all started to take on these adult responsibilities. Now, the freedom and independence that comes with things like being able to drive ourselves around or start making our own money have become key parts of our identities. This ceremony officially marks the beginning of our lives as full-fledged adults, ready to work hard and become leaders who will shape the world for generations to come. But when you think about it, we've already been doing that stuff. Have we been working hard? Heck yeah. Have we been leaders? Absolutely. I'm talking to everyone here right now. Even if you don't realize it, there are people that look up to you. The point of all this is to say that the only real difference between being called a child and being called an adult is time. I want to share with you all a challenge that I faced during a large part of my time in high school. I have arthritis, which caused pain and swelling in my left knee and later my right foot, which made me unable to play sports for almost 2 years. At times, I was even unable to walk normally, and I got clowned for it. But the worst part about it was that for most of this time, I couldn't even do the stanky leg. On a more serious note, the worst part about it was truly that for most of this time, I didn't even know I had arthritis. Going through months of physical therapy and trips to multiple doctors with my joint problems showing little to no signs of improvement and not knowing what was going on was pretty frustrating. But my condition was really a blessing in disguise because it made me realize how much I had taken for granted, and thus it made me appreciate my gifts even more. I learned to trust God and to focus on what I could do instead of on what I couldn't do. I might not have been able to throw down a 360 windmill dunk like I used to, but Mr. Gershio will tell you that I could whip up a fire literary analysis essay. And I wasn't bad at making those milkshakes at Chick-fil-A either. After I finally found out that I have arthritis, it wasn't too long before, thanks to medicine and the grace of God, I could start running again. There's a time when I didn't know if I would be able to play a sport again, much less in high school, much less for an actual high school team. But then the opportunity to play baseball came up, and somehow, some way, I made it on the team. Now, before this season, I'd never played baseball before, but I'll let you all decide how much that mattered when you go to Max Preps and you go to Queens Grant Baseball and you go to on-base percentage and you see who's number 1 on that list. Though, I will say, when you go to the leaderboard, you got to click the little button that says see all, because your name won't show up on the main leaderboard unless you've been up to bat more than 15 times. You know how it is. And so, even though I ended up retiring with 0 career hits, getting that opportunity to play baseball was truly special to me. And so I want to say thank you to Coach Kegerice, Coach Satink, and all my teammates for making my senior year unforgettable. During the baseball season, Coach Satink always liked to remind us that pain is weakness leaving the body. I fully realized how true this is when, after running a couple miles, plus a few sprints, plus about 100 burpees, lunges, and sit-ups, Coach had us doing inchworms across the field. I don't really feel like demonstrating how to do an inchworm right now, so I'll just say it's a good thing no one else was near the baseball field to witness that. Because in addition to the physical pain that I felt in every muscle in my body, I also had to endure the mental pain of putting myself in a humiliating position. And whether it's getting in shape, making money, or building a strong relationship, nothing worthwhile comes without a struggle. And while you might feel weak in those moments of suffering, it's really the opposite, because pain can only make you stronger. When I think about the fact that all these people, along with myself, are soon to become full-time adults with full-time jobs, I can't help but think about the time our team got hype after losing 12-0 in the playoffs and we started chanting about shrimp Alfredo and then sang our hearts out to Bruno Mars on the way home. When I try to put those two realities together, it doesn't really make sense. Most things in life don't really make sense. You just gotta figure it out as you go. But with that being said, I do want you all to keep a few things in mind. In the words of my sister Anna, life is like a banana. You gotta get through the peel to taste the fruit. And then sometimes the fruit has bad spots anyway. So work hard, but don't get caught in the rat race. Because if you're like me, you can work really hard at something and still end up in second place. And most times in life, when you come in second, you don't get an award and you don't get to give a speech, and that's okay. Because falling short of your goals in life gives you an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to grow in humility, and an opportunity to trust, not in your own abilities, but in God's plan for you. Cherish each and every gift that God has given you. Don't take any of them for granted. And anytime you're going through something, know that God sent you that battle for a reason. Keep fighting. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brooke Bratt, and I am a science teacher, volleyball coach, and soccer coach at Queens Grant. It is my esteemed honor to stand here before you today to introduce a remarkable individual who embodies the true essence of academic excellence and leadership, our valedictorian, Natalie Goodfellow. I told Nat I was going to start with a joke, so here it goes. No, I'm just kidding, Nat, I wouldn't do that to you. As a teacher, it is privileged to witness the growth and development of our students. Nat has continuously set herself apart from her peers throughout her relentless pursuit of knowledge, unwavering passion for excellence, and her ability to inspire others. Throughout her academic journey here at Queens Grant, she demonstrated exceptional achievements, from consistently earning top honors in her classes to always being the player on either the volleyball or basketball team, striving to be better and work harder. When she walked into my room for Earth and Environment freshman year, I knew she was something special. Not only did she strive for good grades and excel on the basketball court, she also had a joke or a funny comment to be made while sitting over by the window. I had the wonderful privilege of not only getting to teach her, but I also got to coach her. As a student athlete, she set herself apart from her teammates while promoting excellence on and off the court. She was always the one asking for more drills, more running, which, who asks for that? Her willingness to take one for the team and to lead by example made coaching her that much more fun and exciting. She pushed herself and her teammates to be the best they could be. I would tell you her nickname, but it's not appropriate. Natty. That level of excellence allowed her to be voted all-conference for the 2022-2023 basketball season and Female Student Athlete of the Year for 2023. Not only that, she was voted captain for both the varsity volleyball and basketball teams this year. As I've gotten to know Nat over the last 4 years, it has been so amazing to watch her grow from the little freshman sitting over by that window, laughing and having a good time during Earth and Environment, to taking on leadership roles in both the classroom and on her teams. It is a rare day to ever see her without a smile on her face, and it is with immense pride and adoration that I get to introduce to you a remarkable student, individual, leader, and an inspiration to us all, our valedictorian, Natalie Goodfellow.
Good morning, everyone. I'd first like to congratulate the class of 2023, not only on walking across this stage today, but for all that you have accomplished over these past 4 years. I would next like to thank everyone alongside us today, Dr. Swartzlander, administration, staff, our parents, family, friends, and all guests. Your unwavering guidance, support, and belief in our potential has allowed us to stand here today, ready to embark on the next chapter of our lives. Today we celebrate success. Because for most of us, a high school diploma is a goal and standard set out by others and ourselves to obtain after completing 4 years of high school. However, the diploma itself is not success. It is what has been done to achieve that diploma and how that diploma will further enhance your life that makes today and walking across this stage a measure of success. Success is highly individualized and does not conform to a singular definition, but rather up to each person to decide. As we experience life, we get to define exactly what success looks for us, with no two ideas being the same. Success is not being the best at one or many endeavors, but rather the attainment of a desired goal. There is no one goal that makes everyone successful. For me, in high school, success has been high academic achievement and my sports performance. These were opportunities where I set goals, faced challenges, persevered, and over the past 4 years, collectively, I would say I've been successful. But for some, success is how well they can perform on stage, whether it be singing or acting, or social, perhaps how many followers they have on social media. Others can construct things, repair cars, or build something impressive. And if we were to go by these ideas of success, It'd be fair to say I'm unsuccessful. However, that is not fair. Each person's idea of success is different because we have our own gifts, talents, dreams, and goals that we want to accomplish. Accepting that I'm not going to be successful from everyone's perspective makes the idea of success seem less intimidating and more intimate. That as long as I'm creating and fulfilling my own idea of success, then I am successful. It is also ever-changing. It's fluid. As we grow and develop, we will revise and redefine our definition of success. Some might say success is making 6 figures and owning a house. But is it fair to call a group of 18-year-olds unsuccessful because we have not accomplished these goals? We face so many obstacles as we grow, and will continue to do so, that we have to be cautious of setting one major lofty goal and wrapping our worth up in that. We have to be careful we are not living for someone else's definition or diminishing our own ideas to conform. For example, a 5-year-old might make a goal to be able to tie their shoes, which to us seems simple, but no one would go up to a 5-year-old and tell them that their goal is effortless and undeserving of recognition. So why do we do the same? Just as the 5-year-old's goal of tying their shoelaces is worth celebration, our personal goals, regardless of their magnitude, deserve recognition and respect. To further emphasize this point, I asked some of our own faculty and staff to define what success meant to them. Ms. Bratt defined success as taking positive steps towards or achieving goals that you have set for yourself. Ms. Warshauer finds success in having a job in a field where my occupation meets my vocation, and second, having all of what I want and having all of what I need and a few things I want. Ms. Ubriaco stated that a person who is successful in my eyes is doing what they can to better the community around them by uplifting people, sharing their knowledge, and showing compassion. Lastly, Mr. Meyer defined it as fully experiencing life while helping others to maximize their experience as well. These perspectives show us that each person creates their own ideas of success based on their own desire to fulfill their goals. Even though these 4 definitions came from people who work together and live in a similar area, their ideas vary. This enforces the idea that goals and ideas of success are not for our own criticism, and they are not even to compare our own to. Because goals and success look different for everyone on each day, no one diminishing the next. But my wish for you is that you find something that you are passionate about, set a goal, and achieve your idea of successful life. Thank you, and congratulations.
Good morning, class of 2023, family and friends. We are here today to celebrate the many accomplishments of our senior class. The class of 2023 had 56 students who were accepted to 73 different 4-year colleges and universities, earning just under $6 million in scholarships. Give them a hand.
Natalie Bell received the Presidential Scholarship from Gardner-Webb, receiving $30,000 in merit money. Connor Trachis was accepted into the C-STEP program that gives him a scholarship to attend CPCC to receive his associate's degree, then transfer to UNC Chapel Hill to complete his studies. In addition to this, Connor Trachis also received a $2,500 scholarship from Chick-fil-A. Natalie Goodfellow became the first student from Queens Grant High School to win the Mint Hill Scholarship, and Nasiah Allen received a full ride to UNC Chapel Hill.
Queens Grant High School also honors seniors for their outstanding academic accomplishments. Jonathan Stribling is not only graduating from high school, but he is also receiving his associate's degree in Theater Fine Arts from CPCC this summer. Drew Niebrigg has been selected as a Presidential Scholar Award recipient. Saya Pride was accepted into the Millennium Scholars Program at Penn State University.
In addition, Nasiah Allen was named the National Merit African American Recognition Scholar. Elijah Montgomery was an NYU Collegiate Summer Program participant for knot theory and mathematics. He was also a National Merit Commended Scholar. Queens Grant High School also recognized three students who were awarded as Xavier Distinguished Scholars. These bright students are Nasiah Allen, Mary Ingram, and Marcel Ricarte.
Queens Grant High School had the honor of having 3 students selected for Governor's School in North Carolina. Each student attended for excelling in a certain discipline. Elijah Montgomery attended for math, Marcella Ricarte attended for world language, and Micah Berkemer for instrumental music.
In addition to academic achievements, the Queens Grant High School senior class also received many honors within the fine arts discipline.
Micah Berkemer was recognized for his musical abilities, participating in the Western Region Honors Orchestra and many university honors bands, including Winthrop, UNC Charlotte, Gardner-Webb, UNC Pembroke, and Pfeiffer University. Walker McMurray also participated in many honor bands, including CMAC Honor Band, Winthrop Honor Band, UNCC Honor Band, and was honored as first in class with Butler High School Band.
Naomi Moga has received a superior rating 6 years in a row in the National Federation of Music Club Piano Festival and was awarded the 6-year trophy. Genesis Sanchez has been playing the violin for 6 years and plans to continue playing in college, and Anna Marie Krupka's dance team is the 2022 national champions for Star Systems National Competition.
A number of Queens Grant students also participated in different clubs and extracurricular activities. YCI volunteered at Operation Christmas Child, Samaritan's Feet, Hickory Grove Food Pantry, Beds for Kids, and the Special Olympics. YCI leaders Elijah Montgomery, Ava Weimer, and Naomi Moga all received the YCI Outstanding Christian Leadership Award and were nominated for the Legacy Scholarship. Gary Snyder, Michael Azar, Jonathan Stribling, and Ronnie Fish earned their Eagle Scout Awards. Elijah Montgomery was a National Cyber Scholar, placing 3rd in North Carolina out of more than 1,300 players in the cybersecurity game CyberStart.
National Honor Society collected more than 450 books for Books for Change and built over 20 beds for families in need with Beds for Kids. Beta members completed close to 1,000 service hours this year. Members participated in Beds for Kids, organized Special Olympics games, and volunteered with the Best Buddies program at other community events. During meetings, students put together bags to recognize elementary students being awarded by the Kiwanis Club, and Betas donated items for the back-to-school backpack drive, Christmas stockings for the nursing home next door, and teacher appreciation during the year.
Among the senior class are many talented athletes. Becca Sergel is the 2022 Cheerleading Summit Champion and 2023 Cheerleading World Silver Champion. And she will cheer for UNC Charlotte next year. The women's tennis team were the Metro 7 Conference champions and made the second round of the state region's dual team. Nicole Renner was awarded the Women's Tennis Conference Player of the Year Award for 2022 to 2023.
Keon Adams and Kareem Weaver were all conference for basketball this year. The 2023 Queens Grant High School softball team were the Metro 7 Conference champions and the Metro 7 Conference tournament runner-up. Among this team were notable players Reagan Kowick and Caitlin Hardis, who are all conference for softball this year. Azaniel Fernandez was all-conference this year for baseball, and Christian Vernash has made all-conference for baseball 3 years in a row.
Men's soccer were the Metro 7 conference champions with Gabe Massey and Thaden Guskowicz winning all conference and all region. Abdur Hewitt was an all-conference honorable mention for soccer this season, and Alex Troskin was named the all-conference, all-region, and all-state player of the year.
Additionally, Queens Grant will be sending athletes to play at the collegiate level. Camden Pacheco will be playing soccer for Brevard College. Leanne Brown will be playing soccer for William Peace University. Alex Troskin will be playing soccer for Newberry College. Gabe Massey will be playing soccer for Pfeiffer University, and Keon Adams will be running track for Wingate University. So let us give a big round of applause for these seniors and their accomplishments.
Very impressive. And now, the two principal award winners. These two have contributed so much to our high school just in the last 2 years. I've been here at Queens Grant for 10 years, and I don't think I've ever seen a more dedicated student council and the leadership within it. I am so proud to be able to introduce these two remarkable young ladies that have put the school front and center with kindness, compassion, and school spirit. These two have collaborated with peers, school, and the community to bring out the best in our students, our town, and our academic and social activities. I'm so proud to present the principal award winners to Mary Ingram and Becca Sergel.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, friends, faculty, family, alumni, staff, and my fellow peers of the class of 2023. Congratulations, we did it. My name is Mary Ingram. I am honored, grateful, terrified, but excited to be standing in front of you all today as one of the principal award winners alongside my dear friend and partner in crime, Becca Sergel. I want to thank my grandpa, my grandma, my mom, and the rest of my family for always encouraging, believing, and supporting me throughout my life. I would not be where I am today without your endless love and pushing me to become the best version of myself. You have taught me to be selfless, loving, driven, and to always look for the best in people. 2 years ago, I came to Queens Grant terrified of what my upperclassmen years would look like. Lockdown had just ended, I quit dancing, my brother had moved out, and I was now leaving all of my friends behind. However, I can say it was truly the most needed change in my life. These past 2 years, I have met some of the most giving, honest, loving, and ambitious peers and teachers. I have made lifelong friendships and the best memories. I've eaten more cookout trays, had more sleepovers, and read more books, thanks to Mr. Meyer, than I have in my entire life. Over my high school journey, I have volunteered countless hours, organized many events, held leadership positions in many clubs, and made good grades. However, none of that matters to me more than becoming the best version of myself. I feel Queens Grant has really pushed me to achieve that goal. More than I could have ever imagined, my senior year has exceeded my expectations. I had the honor of creating events and volunteer opportunities with the student body. Last year at the local nonprofit Furnish for Good, which helps furnish low-income homes around the local neighborhoods, The upperclassmen got the opportunity to construct desks. That day, I was also taught how to use a screwdriver, and since then, my Aunt Jenna has taught me how much power tools are. In addition, I have founded the Best Buddies Club last year, a global volunteer movement that fosters opportunities for one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, and leadership development for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, or IDD. It has been gratifying to lead this group of people and see how supportive they are of one another. This past October, Best Buddies organized a friendship walk, which in my opinion turned out to be a huge success. The school rallied together for half of a mile walk dedicated to ending the social, physical, and economic isolation of the 200 million people with IDD. Personally, I thought it was incredible to watch our EC kids engage themselves with the rest of the school while playing cornhole, giant Jenga, spike ball, and other exciting activities. We had numerous class parties, distributed candy, laughed a lot, watched a lot of The Masked Singer, and ate a lot of Chick-fil-A. Next, the student council had the idea to do Valentine candygrams. We sold Soda Crush for $1 and roses for $2, or we sold both for $3, which in my opinion was a steal. Not only were you making that special someone smile, but you were also not breaking the bank. So on Valentine's Day, Becca and I lugged around a cart we stole from the office to deliver chocolate, Soda Crush, and roses to the student body. Up until I tipped the cart over using Mod 3's ramp, everything was running quite smoothly. As I stood there shaking my head at what just had transpired, Becca just laughed. However, this day was a huge success, getting to see everyone's faces when their special someone didn't forget it was Valentine's Day. Finally, Student Council's biggest events of the year are always the dances. Last year we had homecoming at a barn and prom at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. The Student Council knew that our one goal was to make the dances bigger and better than last year. We had countless meetings, emails, phone calls, and visits to find the perfect venue within our budget, of course. We ended up renting out Emerald Lake Country Club for homecoming and the Bank of America Stadium for prom. Prom is always a sentimental day as you're getting dressed up, taking pictures with your favorite people, eating a fancy dinner, and also saying goodbye to so many people. Getting to dance one last time with your classmates is always a memory you will cherish forever. Today I stand in front of you all as we journey off to new adventures, hoping to inspire you. These past 2 years have truly taught me to always be yourself. Never take the phrase "you won't succeed" to heart. Love your neighbors, that good things don't come easy, and to pay attention to the small things, as my grandfather would say. Queen's Grant has allowed each of our unique qualities to truly shine, and I hope in your future you remember that it's better to be different than to fit in. Thank you all for allowing me to speak to you today. Thank you, Dr. S., Mr. Holt, Ms. Chu, Mr. Meyer, and Ms. Forshower for constantly believing in me. Congratulations, parents, faculty, and most importantly, congratulations, class.
Good job, that was good.
Hi, everyone. My name is Becca Sergel, and I am honored to be up here today addressing you all alongside not only my co-president for these past 2 years, but one of my best friends, Mary Ingram. To my closest friends and respected classmates, to the teachers and faculty, my mom, my dad, my sisters, my brother, and all families and guests, thank you for this opportunity to speak to you all today. And of course, thank you for being here in support of Queens Grant High School, and of course, in support of your soon-to-be graduates. Being up here this morning not only commemorates the last 13 years that I have spent with Queen's Grant, but especially the last 4 years that I've spent with you all. Ooh, I'm shaking. Okay. Freshman year was filled with nerves, power outages from tornadoes, squashing the unspoken beef between students coming from the community school and Matthews Charter, and of course, the year being cut off by the global pandemic. Our sophomore year gave us headaches from the computer screen, absurd quarantine TikTok trends, and missing assignments because the Wi-Fi at home broke. Junior year had us feeling surprised with how much some people had changed over the year and a half we lost, hesitant as we got used to being back in a school setting, and just simply burnt out because it was junior year. Then came our senior year, which was an amazing welcome back, filled with major senioritis, but of course great excitement for the next era of our lives. I would not have wanted to pursue all of those feelings alongside anyone else, so thank you. As one of the Principal's Award recipients, I feel as though I should leave you all with a significant life lesson that I collected throughout all of my years as a Queen's Grant student. While Queen's Grant might lack your usual brick high school building and other things you see in a public or private high school, I have learned something that means even more than all of that: opportunity. The opportunities that the smaller and familial environment that Queen's Grant brought me are priceless compared to the things we feel we might lack. Whether I was sitting in Mr. Meyer's class contemplating life with my classmates over the book we just read, or sitting in Miss Azar's class with Mary, ignoring our virtual classwork to plan our next Student Counselor Best Buddies event, I was always grateful for knowing that Queen's Grant gave me the opportunity to be a leader to my classmates and learn how to make a difference in others' lives. Over the course of our high school careers, the student body partnered with local nonprofit organizations to give back to our precious community. We volunteered at Beds for Kids and Furnish for Good. We made cards for and visited the residents at the Willow Grove Retirement Center, as well as donated children's backpacks to Pax Back of Charlotte. In exchange for students' beloved sweatpants passes, we collected an overflow of Second Harvest Food Bank donations that took over Mrs. Braswell's desk for the whole month of November. We prepared treats and took orders on a coffee cart to brighten our valuable staff's days, and finished classroom cleanup lists for each teacher to relieve them of that messy stress after a long day. The Student Council was able to bring school spirit to all students and staff by planning a significant amount of events every school year that guaranteed not a gloomy, but very spirited environment for students during the school day. We started the year by raising money for Student Council, the Student Council funds, by doing Jeremiah's Ice Nights and having a bake sale at Open House, which turned into a who can scream louder competition to get people's attention to our table. Then we planned events like turning Coach K's classroom into a winter wonderland before school for students to enjoy hot chocolate and holiday music with their friends. And we also hosted our annual Student Council Field Day, which turned into Freshmen Against All as the freshman class won every Class Wars games that we planned. We arranged Spirit Weeks and Spirit Nights at the basketball games to bring more support to the athletes on their special nights, even if we knew no one would dress up for the theme. We had a tailgate during the spring sports season that ended as a mild success due to the slight grill fire that was ignited by our generous student council advisor, Mr. Holt. Throughout all of that and so much more, I can say that our school might be small, but the effect that we made in each other and our community's lives turned out to be way bigger. Although Queen's Grant lacks things we feel are important to have as a school, it was up to us as students to decide what we were going to do with what we did have. And we succeeded. We knew about our small school community and did everything and more to make it bigger. We made mistakes, we learned, we went to the learning lab, we almost lit the school on fire, and we grew, all with our best friends and passionate teachers by our sides. As we are sadly but surely closing this chapter of our lives, I speak for everyone as we are ready to take on the next chapter of our lives that awaits us. While I hope the absolute best for you all before me and for your plans after high school, I encourage not only you, but also everyone else in this auditorium to take the smaller things in life and turn them into your amazing opportunities. Thank you.
The next up are the Resilience Award winners. This award is important because it was developed to acknowledge the students who overcame great obstacles to be part of this class and did it with so much courage and perseverance. They also are not required to state why they won this award. First, Ms. Nasiah Allen.
Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you. Hi, I'm Nasiah. A lot of you may know me from the 13 years I've spent at QG, or maybe you've seen me play basketball, or maybe you know my siblings, or maybe you don't know me at all. Either way, I'm honored to be speaking to you all. When I thought about what I wanted to share with you all today, a billion different things circled through my mind. I've lived for 18 and a half years, and while that may not seem like a lot to some, to put that into perspective, that's about 583,416,000 seconds and counting, and it only takes one to change everything. So what does this life-changing second actually look like? Well, for me, I've had a few. The second I first shot a basketball, the second I first tasted a Baja Blast Freeze from Taco Bell, the second I first listened to The Weeknd, the second I first submitted my application to UNC Chapel Hill, and the second of realization that my stepdad wasn't going to open his eyes. I remember I just stood there frozen. I waited and waited for his eyes to open, like it was all a misunderstanding, like they did when he fell asleep playing video games too late at night. But they never did. Second after second passed, and as they did, the realization hit me over and over again. There was still so much I hadn't said. When I spoke to him last, I was presenting him a 40-slide PowerPoint on why he should buy me my first car. Did I remember to say I love you when I hung up the phone? I couldn't remember. What will we say to my little brother? He's only 6. I want more for him. I want better for him. How could we possibly be out of time? But more importantly, how could I get it back now that I'd lost it? The next few weeks consisted of getting up every morning, brushing my teeth and hair, getting dressed, coming to class, taking notes, answering questions, and completing assignments. That wasn't me, though. Somebody was walking around in my skin, fulfilling my obligations, but I was back in that hospital room. Or sometimes in my 8-year-old body during the second I laid across the back seat in a state of confusion, not understanding why everyone was crying outside my grandmother's house. So now you see my seconds are probably different from yours, though I'm sure there's some overlap. Pretty soon we'll be officially graduating, and as we flip our tassels from right to left, that second will change our lives forever. I never thought I'd graduate without them here with me, so I'll thank God that I don't have to. Because believe it or not, my stepfather, he's actually standing right here, and my great-grandmother, she's right here too, and my grandparents are actually right here as well. And that's because I realized I didn't lose them. I didn't suffer a loss. They're right here with me. They'll be with me when I graduate college and when I get married. My stepfather's with me every time I watch a football game. My great-grandmother is with me every time I see a pecan pie, reminding me that it'll never be as good as hers. My grandmother is with me every time I stand in the mirror, reminding me that I am bound to be successful And every time I'm peeling potatoes for a potato salad, yelling at me not to cut too much of the potato off with the skin. And my grandfather's just here, listening to me talk, like he always did. And with every single accomplishment I make, it's theirs too. That's why I do what I do. That's why I stand here in front of you, moving on to attend University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill on a full ride academic scholarship. When you take the time to reflect on what we did here in these last 4 years, you'll often think of the negatives, the drama, the heartache, and pain, just as you do when a loved one passes. But with as beautiful of a life as they lived, and with each beautiful moment you've had with one another, those feelings deserve to be remembered as the roses and not the thorns. We are not composed of broken and missing pieces. We are composed of the lessons we've learned and the lessons we teach each other. That means I owe what I am to each and every one of you. I owe what I am to my father, who showed me that you show up for those you love, to my mother, who has been through things that could dampen anyone's soul and that has still maintained a kind and pure heart when no one else could, to my best friend, who taught me the true value of my words, and to my other grandmother, who taught me the importance of education. You're the reason I'll always care about my academics and that I've made it this far. I owe it all to you. Today, as I stand here before you, there's not a single one of you that hasn't lost something or someone. Many of us have undergone a loss of innocence, or these past 4 years have felt like a loss of time. Maybe you lost sight of your dreams and aspirations. Maybe your parents feel like today they're losing their child. But just because you've lost something doesn't mean you're lost. Just because I've experienced loss doesn't mean I'm lost. I know where I'm headed. I know what I'm destined to be. Even back then, my grandmother told me, and now I'm telling you, you possess the ability to do great things. You possess the ability to define yourself however you want, without any of the trauma and baggage you feel trapped underneath. You possess the ability to blossom despite setbacks and suffering. And even though we're leaving here today, starting a new chapter of our lives, we are not burning the last. Our connection to those we love remains through life and death. And I challenge you all to think about that, to think about what you were left with and not what has left you. Find comfort and find hope in that it lives on through you. It's never too late. You pick the time. There's no excuse. All you need is 1 second. And that's the beauty in life. Well, the beauty in loss. Thank you.
And now, Mr. Omar Mukalas.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Webster's dictionary defines perseverance as the continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition. I'm both thankful and humbled that Dr. S. and the rest of the Queens Grant faculty see that in me. My educational career started when I was a wee lad in Troy, Michigan. I walked 5 miles to school, through the mountains, in the snow, barefoot, and the trenches. Sound familiar, parents? In all seriousness, while I've only been at Queens Grant for 2 years, these past 4 years have been interesting, to say the least. Freshman year, we came into high school thinking, this is it. We're on top of the world. We're in high school. We're no longer kids. But we were only freshmen and no longer on top of the food chain, right? We readjusted our shirts and got into the groove of things, then COVID hit, and it hit hard. It threw a curveball at us. We were faced with many uncertainties and many firsts, and we were locked down in our homes, and many of us in our rooms. We had to learn to navigate online schooling. We met new teachers and classmates and learned new lessons through a computer screen. For many of us, this was a daily struggle. When we finally came back in person, it was behind masks. While I didn't enjoy smelling my breath for 8 hours a day, I still enjoyed the in-person interactions with other students and teachers. The struggles of the pandemic incurred on us only added the daily struggles of growing teenagers into adults. It hasn't been easy, but no one said life is easy. So class of 2023, you did it, we did it. We struggled, we failed, we won, we laughed, we cried, but we did it. With hard work, determination, and the will to keep going on, one class at a time. I want to thank everyone that's helped me these past 4 years, from classmates to teachers, faculty, my family, everyone, including Rayon. I couldn't have done it without y'all. So, did I push through it in face of obstacles? Yes, I did, even when I didn't want to. But did everyone else here, all the students here? Sorry. So class of 2023, this award isn't just mine, it's all of ours. Congratulations to all of you, and best of luck to all your future endeavors.
And for our last award winners, the Stallion Award was created to acknowledge the student or students who best display character, integrity, and contribution to Queens Grant High School. This doesn't mean that they have to volunteer or give the most community service, even if they probably did, but it's based on their attitude, being present, and how they make others feel. I'm so proud to award Marcelo Ricarte and Ava Weimer, the Stallion Award winners of 2023.
Oh my gosh, okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ava Weimer. I'm very thankful and honored that Dr. S has given me the opportunity to share a short word of encouragement with all of you today. Today, and if I'm being honest with you all, most days leading up to today have felt very surreal. It's weird thinking that we finally reached it. The big day, the turning point, and the end of the last 4 years, but here we are. These last couple months, I felt a lot of different things, as I'm sure you all have too. Some days, I'm really excited for the future. Some, I'm scared of the unknown and all of the change coming. And some, I'm just fully in denial that I'm even about to graduate at all, which is my current state. Whether you're like me and either excited, scared, in denial, or something completely different, change is coming. Change in our circumstances, in our surroundings, in the people we see day in and day out, and in our responsibilities. The big question I've been left with that I'm going to share with you all today is, what do we do with change? Do we allow it to motivate us to make new goals, to step out of our comfort zone, to do something important? Or do we allow it to just pass us by if we don't take advantage of it? No matter what your experience has been at Queens Grant, no matter what the last 4 years of your life have looked like, we are all about to get a new start and a chance to do something different. I've asked myself this question, and I'd like you all to as well, because this puts some things into perspective for me. What kind of impact has this school had on me and I on it? I can recall very easily the impact that my family, friends, teachers, and mentors have had on me. They have walked alongside me, providing support and guidance when I needed it most. I can say confidently that I wouldn't have had the high school experience I did without teachers like Tezik, Miss Braswell, Miss Bratt, Miss Ubriaco, and Satink, just to name a few. They provided me with opportunities to lead and touch other people while also being there for me no matter what the circumstances. I think one of the best things that I can say about this school is that I could list off so many people that I think are deserving of this Stallion Award that's been awarded to me. There are countless people at this school who have supported and encouraged me, who I've been able to make memories with, and who I've been able to watch have a positive impact on the people around them. I don't know about you, but to me, that makes this a pretty special place. Being the recipient of this award has led me to reflect heavily on my impact at Queen's Grant. Truthfully, it wouldn't matter to me all that much that Queen's Grant impacted me positively if I hadn't been able to do the same for this school and community. Receiving this award is an affirmation that even if it was in a small way, I had an impact and someone noticed, which is huge to me. I'm a firm believer that when we stop and intentionally change our focus from inward to outward, we have the ability to make the world around us better. I believe every single graduate in here has a higher calling for their life. I encourage you all today to start making steps towards figuring out what it is. It may be something that completely lines up with all of your plans, and it also very well may be something you would have never expected. I urge you all to trust that there is a plan for your life, and your only job is to be honest with yourself in figuring out what it is. It is my hope that going forward these next few years, every graduate here today is able to better the lives of the people around them. Like I said, it takes intentionality and effort, but I have no doubt that after spending the last 4 years in a place like this has well equipped all of us for that very thing. The last thing I'll say is this: don't be afraid to go out into the world and be outrageously generous. Generous with your gifts, generous with your time, and most of all, generous with your love. By doing so, we have the ability to walk out of this building as a graduating class that can make a difference. Go Stallions.
Good morning, class of 2023. Good morning, teachers and staff, friends, and family. My name is Marcelo Ricarte. Many of you I have known for years. Some of you I've only met in passing. But regardless of how you know me, we all share one thing in common. We made it. We are all here to celebrate this tremendous achievement, the end of high school. Today is not only a day of celebration, but a day of reflection as well. As we look back on these last 4 years of our lives, we see this journey come to an end. I want to highlight an important part of the high school experience, and that is community. Each and every one of us here today has a community of people that love and support us. These very same communities are the heart and soul of our school, because school can be so much more than just a place to learn. It can be a place to grow, a place to love, a place where you find others with like-minded interests and connect. Some people found their community on the field or the court alongside their fellow athletes. Some found theirs surrounded by peers while volunteering for service hours. Others found theirs at the lunch table, surrounded by laughter and endless conversation. No matter how you found your people, you all found them here. The people you chose to surround yourself these last 4 years have shaped you into the person you are today. Queen's Grant is a community of communities, a space where diverse interests and beliefs are all allowed to be expressed and explored. One thing that almost every club here at Queen's Grant has fostered is community service. The ability to do more than just working on academics or athletics, a way to utilize your most priceless asset, utilizing your time by committing to service projects and going above what is expected of a typical high schooler. YCI, NHS, Beta Club, Best Buddies, Medical Career Club are some of the many clubs here at our school that allow students to serve their community in some way. These clubs are actively shaping the leaders of tomorrow. Our clubs, alongside our athletics programs, allow students to have a choice, a way to take charge and decide how they will utilize their free time. It isn't easy either, having to make it to every club meeting while still having practice and games, going to work, and having homework on top of all that. But so many of you found that balance. That is what makes us so strong. Despite our class size, so many of us have engaged in some type of organization here on campus that has allowed us to truly make a difference, and that is school spirit. Keeping these clubs and sports teams alive, leaving behind a legacy for the future generations to look up to, that is school spirit. Taking what we have learned here at Queen's Grant and going on to achieve success and greatness, that is school spirit. This may be the last page to our time in high school, but now we look towards the future. We all have a new path to go down now. Some of us will go to a university or college, some of us will go to a trade school, or straight into the workforce. Some will go on to serve their country in the military, and some of us just needs a little more time to figure things out, and that's okay, because there's no one way to success. And we all have a purpose here on this earth. So no matter where life takes you, the memories and connections we made here will be cherished forever. Now, as I look back to my time as a freshman, I remember that I wasn't exactly serious about my education. I just got through each day without much care. I had no real ambitions or goals. I didn't have much involvement in extracurricular activities. I just didn't have the interest. It wasn't until my junior year, after a year and a half of remote learning, that I realized that my time here was running out. I felt as if I'd barely experienced anything, and that really motivated me to get more involved with school. I started to finally think about my post-high school plans. I had dreams that I wanted to create into reality. I was able to build stronger friendships outside the classroom with people who would help me grow as a person, people who are all huge reasons why I'm standing right here in front of you all today. Tying back into my original topic, the community I built here at Queens Grant, not only with my friends and peers, but with the teachers and staff that I would interact with each and every day, have shown me that being successful in high school is not just about having good grades and a high GPA. It's about having someone to pick you up when you're feeling down, having someone to make you feel welcome wherever you go, having people to plan your futures together. I know that after today, we must move on into adulthood and make our way through this world, and that is terrifying. Seeing how fast life changes in such a short amount of time, because the reality of our situation is, we aren't kids anymore. We're all grown up. The thought of that may be scary for some, and absolutely exciting for others, but as you continue to grow, remember to not lose touch with the people that have made even your worst days a little less terrible. I know you all will go on to do great things in this life, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to be graduating alongside. Thank you.
All right, it's time for the main event. You ready? Ready?
Ready?
All right. Time for the diplomas.
Ready? Emmanuel Abreu. Keon Gregory Adams. Ryan Layton Adams. Nasiah Rose Allen. Rayan Atef Altanani. Charles Philip Arena. Michael Ely Azar. Davida Gwendolyn Bain. Anthony Jackson Barker. Rose Evans Becker. Javion Mackay Beckham Wynn. Isaiah Kenai Bell. Natalie Faith Bell. Christian Mark Bernash. Aubrey Rose Brawley. Joseph Harrison Brooks. Leanne Deasia Rose Brown. Parker Burke. Micah Lee Berkemer. Brian John Cameron. Valentina Canis. Isaiah Jose Canella. Eli Levine Chapman. Charlotte Avery Cheney. Zamir Richard Cook. Reagan Brooke Cowick. Janaea Sine Davis. Aniley DeRocco. Isabel Frances Duquette. Jeremiah Emmanuel Duran. Zoe Elizabeth Key Ellis. Caleb Scott Evans.
Gerard Edward Farley. Samuel Fernandez. Ronald Richard Fish. Audrey Lynn Flanders. Gendrix Harvey Beatrice Estes. Lucas Cole Foreman. Amalia Georgios Fortunas. Hello. Hello. Braden John Fowler. Omar Ramey Frage. Craven DeWitt Thunderbird. Natalie Lynn Goodfellow. Logan Spencer Graham. Jeremiah Idris Green. Savannah Grace Green. Stefan Isaiah Greer. Cohen Baltazar Rivera. Thaden Lucas Guskowitz. Peyton Elise Hamorski. Reagan Ruth Hamorski. Kylie Marie Hart. Caitlin Jordan Hardis. Patrick Chandler Hastings. Jack Ryder Howachek. Alexa Hernandez Rodriguez. Abdur Rakib Hewitt. Emma Nicole Hauser. Austin James Hyde. Mary Frances Ingram. Harmony Ann Capera. Anna Marie Krupka. Gabrielle Tristan Large. Trinity Nyree Lewis. Warren Broderick Lusader. Gabriel Otto Mathis. Traylus Jabril Mathis. Omarion Marquez McBride. Amanique Aquarius McBride. My love, Diara McCrae. Walker Joseph McMurray. Andrea Mendoza Flores. Patrick C. F. Metcalf. Madison Flossie Carter Mills. Daniel Jacob Miranda. Naomi Emanuela Moga. Nice to see you again. Elijah Lewis Montgomery. What?
Say it with passion.
Omar Mohammed Mukhalis.
I said with passion.
Laura Sophia Munoz Signs. David Anthony Musacchio. Zoe Lucia Neal. Drew Niebrig. Jocelyn Michelle Oriana Cerrito. Camden Grace Pacheco. Nicholas George Papulias. Elijah Aubin Parsons Carper. Okay. Alejandro Manuel Pena Gomez. Isaiah Amir Pettis. Jesus Sebastian Pichardo. You ready? Saya Lynn Pride. Xavier Dion Reagan. Natalie Kate Regad. Matthew Joseph Riley. Nicole Grace Renner. Walker Ritelski. Marcelo Ricarte. Austin Rodden.
Sorry, Dr. Clark.
Glenn Denver Rogers. Noah Kent Roundtree. Genesis Sanchez. Kemper Scott. Lily Grace Seckler. Rebecca Joy Sergel. Daylon Lamont Sims. Caitlin Nicole Slack. Gary Dean Snyder. Julian Case Stegall. Jonathan David Stribling. Sophia Nicole Tata. Mercedes Faith Pearl Thomas. Millie Guadalupe Torres Pacheco. Connor Ray Tracus. Alex Troskin. Hi. Evan Michael Vasquez. Stevie Velasquez Otero. Emma Leanne Wade. Andrea Elizabeth Walker Bishop. Erin Grace Walsh. Alexander James Watkins. Kareem Shamir Fryshawn Weaver. Ava Elizabeth Weimer. Beautiful. Hannah Lee Williams. Ready? Andrew Williams Jackson. Andrew Alexandrovich Yarmakovic.
Class of 2023, but hold up. Hey, before we do the charge, okay, turn around, just bask in the moment for a second. Class of 2023. All right. One more. And now for our charge speaker. One more. That was the most impressive listening in 4 years, though. I will say that. We've always believed in finding QGHS graduates to serve as our charge speakers for the last 8 years. I'm very excited to introduce Karen Corey Wright from the first Queens Grand High School graduating class. Karen Corey Wright was born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in Staten Island, New York. She always loved music, and when she was in middle school, she started developing her skills as an A&R without even knowing it. She would burn CDs for her friends before there was even Spotify or Apple Music. During computer class, she would look at the blogs and research artists. Even though Karen loved music, she equally loved basketball. At the age of 13, Corey moved to Charlotte. She went to Hopewell High School, then Victory Christian, and then ended at Queens Grand High School in 2010. During her high school years, Corey mostly played basketball, got good grades, and always had a pair of headphones on so she could listen to music. During her sophomore year, Corey joined a program called Campus Connection, which was a program that gave students the opportunity to learn and apply and tour historically black colleges and universities on the East Coast. In her senior year, she got accepted to 15 HBCUs. She chose Virginia State University. Karen got a degree in mass communications, and it gave her the opportunity to figure out what she wanted to do. She honestly was going to do the dollar and a dream thing. But instead, she applied to Syracuse University's graduate program in the music industry. Karen got accepted to Syracuse University and began after she graduated from Virginia State University. She went to Syracuse and learned the engineering, creative, and business side of the music industry. She learned everything from how to record to reading contracts. She also spent time networking and establishing relationships with students, alumni, and others in the music industry. After graduating from Syracuse, Karen moved back to Staten Island, New York, and at a certain point, she knew she had to come back to North Carolina. Without any further ado, Karen Corey Wright.
I know you guys are ready to go, but we're gonna get this done really quickly. Good morning, graduates, students, faculty, and family. Thank you for having me. This means more than you know. During college, and even after, I would reach out to professionals in the music industry. This particular day, I reached out to Savvy Davis Jr., no relation to Sammy Davis Jr. He served as vice president of Maybach Music Group and worked closely with Rick Ross, and also specialized in marketing and artist development. I was going through a rough time. I was obsessed with working in the music industry. I felt like my time was running out, and I just wanted to figure out a way to get in. All I was hearing was no at the time, and at first when you hear no, you're just like, well, it's not that bad. But when you constantly hear no, you're just like, maybe I'm crazy, but you're not. So I wrote a 4-page letter, a long DM on Instagram, basically explaining my story, telling him how much I love music, but I've been getting a lot of no's, and I'm thinking about quitting. I'm thinking he's gonna write a long paragraph about how I shouldn't and talk me off the ledge, but instead he writes, keep going. Honestly, I felt some type of way. But looking back, I took his advice and I kept going. Dr. Schwartzlander mentioned my accolades, accomplishments, my ups, my downs, and overall my journey. But if I stopped when I was in New York and had to pack up my clothes if I stopped when I was in New York and had to pick up clothes from New York Fashion Week in Lower Manhattan, go to Harlem, drop them back off, and then go to Staten Island, or I stopped when I asked my boss for a raise and he responded, do you even deserve one? And many other scenarios that anybody else would have doubted themselves and stopped, I kept going. If I stopped, I wouldn't have met Childish Gambino at the Black Panther premiere, worked with RZA and Wu-Tang, worked on Summer Walker's Still Over It album, and many more cool things, and I haven't even reached my prime yet. When I got to New York, I literally went with $1 and a dream. I thought I had to struggle in order to be successful. I relied on graduation money, and my birthday was a couple of weeks away. For my birthday, I got lottery scratch-offs. Probably one of the worst gifts ever. Almost every week, I would go from Staten Island to Manhattan to interview with different companies, and every week I would be disappointed because employers would tell me I was either too qualified or they moved forward with another candidate. At a certain point, I knew that I had to go back to Charlotte because New York wasn't productive. When I got back to Charlotte, the first question my parents asked me was, did you look for a job? It really hit me that I failed to turn my dreams into reality, but I think deep down I knew it would make my story better. So I worked at a comedy club. During this time, I started reading self-help books like The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, and many more. The Alchemist helped me realize that there are peaks and valleys in everyone's journey. I knew at that moment I was experiencing a valley, and the valley wasn't gonna deter me from experiencing my peak. Goals and dreams don't happen automatically once you wish, pray, and meditate on them. It's all a process, and it happens when it's supposed to happen, and that's divine time. I wanted to figure out what went wrong from my transition from Syracuse to Staten Island, and how I could be better moving forward. I taught myself how to meditate and was introduced to the law of attraction. I also knew that if I wanted to take on a big city, I had to do some things differently. I had to have enough money so that if things did get tough, I would be financially okay. I knew that I had to get a job, maybe two, and get an internship. I knew that I had to be spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally prepared for my future. During my time in Charlotte, I worked myself up from a seater, literally seating guests, to a box office manager at the Charlotte Comedy Zone. I also worked at a juice bar so I can reach my goal even faster. I had a new goal that I wanted to fulfill for the next 18 months. I wanted to save $10,000 and move back to New York, but after visiting my best friend in Los Angeles and everything aligning, I pivoted and wanted to move to LA. I moved to LA February 2017. From there, I interned for AKWPR, Ty Dolla $igns, XXXTentacion, worked 3 days at Flappers Comedy Club. I'll tell you guys about that later. And I worked at the Dolby Theater, home of the Oscars, RZA, Wu-Tang, and Love Renaissance Records, Summer Walker and Black. When I was working at one of my previous jobs, I would get tarot readings. I would get them because I needed reassurance on what the heck was going on in my life. I was working a job that I wasn't happy at, and I needed a sign or something to let me know that I am on the right path. During this reading, she told me to stay the course and that I'm just going through a time of resistance. So I stayed. I wasn't happy, but I did because I knew there was something on the other side. I got let go, and when I was driving home, the clock said 11:11, and the car in front of me had a license plate number of 111. Now, if you're a numerology girly or guy, you already know, but I told my friend who I was on the phone with I was going to be okay. A couple of weeks later, I rolled out of bed on a Tuesday, and I started scrolling on Twitter, and I saw LVRN, Love Renaissance Records, was looking for interns. And I asked myself, do I really want to be a 27-year-old intern? And I said, yeah, if I have to do it all over again, I would. So I sent my resume, and I got a call a week later. I talked to the GM of the company, and I told her my story, and she asked me to interview with the studio manager. So I go in and I talk to Naj, and Naj just says, tell me your story. I tell him my story, I leave. The next day I get a call from Naj, and he wants me to come in for a session. I go to the session, and they want me to engineer. And I'm just like, I haven't engineered in 4 years, guys. So I told the artist and the producer the truth, and they understood. And that night, the artist, producer, and I had a deep conversation about The Alchemist and the journey. Little did I know that my journey was only beginning. A couple of weeks later, I went to Dubai. When I got back from Dubai, the world shut down because of the pandemic, and so did my internship. My goal for the pandemic was I wanted to learn as much as I can about the music industry. I joined every Zoom course the music industry had, whether it was Human Resource, Generation Now, and LVRN had courses online for their interns. I took advantage of the opportunities because I was unemployed and I wanted to learn from the best in the business. Because of my consistency, I got a call in June from Naj to come in. I understood I couldn't just come in like I knew everything. I had an end goal. I wanted a job, and in order to do that, I knew I had to take it one step at a time. The first day I came in, everything went well. At the end of my shift, I talked to Naj. The next day, Naj asked me to run an errand for an artist. So I ran the errand, and then the following day, the artist came back to me and let me know I was welcome to join her sessions anytime. And from there on out, I joined her sessions and just got to observe everybody from the producer to the A&R to the engineer. I was getting a concept of what everybody was doing. I worked from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. every day until November. I didn't complain. I really loved what I was doing. I got to build a rapport with the staff and artists. In November, I got a text at 3 a.m. from the president of LVRN, and it said, "What are you doing for the next 30 days?" I went back to sleep because what? When I woke up, I told him that I was voting because it's November, and he told me to fill out a mail-in ballot and come to Atlanta. So I went to Atlanta. I had no clue why I was there, but I knew I could trust them because I had no reason not to. I met with the president of LVRN and the head of A&R, Tunde and Justice, and they told me Summer Walker was working on her sophomore album, and they wanted me to be a part of it. I would be working closely with London on the track and writing down what everyone does in the session, so when they got into the phase of reaching out to producers and songwriters, it would be a little easier to track them down. The task seemed easy. I just had to do what I did at the studio. It would give me the opportunity to meet producers and songwriters. Every day I would go to London's house, and and watch him and his team cook up, meaning making beats. I would observe, give feedback when they asked, play basketball, help them out with anything, and just build a connection with them. We worked every day, and the only day we had off was Sundays. As my month was coming to an end, knowing that I would potentially have to stay in Atlanta, I got a text from my roommate that she was leaving in the next month. I called Tunde, I let him know that I was going home, and I told him I could be back out the following week once I packed my apartment. I went back to Los Angeles and packed my apartment in 3 days. In those 3 days, Summer and London broke up, and the album was halted. In the beginning of the year, I talked to Justice and Tunde again, and they told me I did a great job in Atlanta, but they didn't know when the album would resume. They would like to bring me on as A&R admin, which is the liaison between A&R, label, producers, songwriters. Anybody who is a creative works with me. I have to make sure that if there's a sample, it's cleared. Producers, songwriters, staff get credited correctly, and make sure everybody gets paid. I was going to do this not only for Summer, but the entire label. That means I would be working closely with Black, West Side Boogie, and many more. 5 months into my A&R admin role, I got asked to assist the head of A&R, and as I mentioned before, I was an assistant. So this time around, I wanted to make sure I enjoyed this role to the fullest. I wanted to be clear on how I could make Justice's life easier, but I also wanted to be clear that I wanted to be able to learn and get guidance on the industry by taking this role. As the album resumed without London, and we started letting people hear it, we wanted to end with this song called Fourth Baby Mama, a diss track for the ages. It literally starts out with Summer singing, "First of all, I want to start with your mama. She should have whooped your." Somebody in the room was like, "Yo, we can't end like that." In my head, I'm thinking, Sierra had an Instagram live with Lala Anthony, and she was talking about this prayer she recited after her and Future broke up. And then she started dating Russell Wilson. Future and Russell are like night and day. Maybe we can get Sierra to recite her prayer on the album. So I said out loud, Sierra's prayer. The whole room erupted. Like, great, that's a great idea. I'm calling Sierra now. Sierra's prayer. When we released the track list, Sierra's prayer was #4 trending topic on Twitter in the world. When Still Over It released, Sierra's people started doing think pieces and TikToks on Sierra's prayer. I'm happy that my idea came to fruition, but I am also happy that Sierra's prayer reminded so many people who they are. I worked as an A&R admin and assistant to the head of A&R until this year. I got promoted to A&R. This is only the beginning of my journey. I've done so much, but there's still so much I have to do. There's times I have to pinch myself, like now, and ask myself, how did you get here? Just keep going. You are about to begin a new journey, and it's going to be filled with highs and lows. But either way, your story is going to get better and better if you stay the course. I walked through the same hallways as you. I graduated the same high school as you. And I believe that you can do whatever you want if you have the intention, you're dedicated, and you're nice to people. Anything you want to do is in your reach. It might not happen the way you want it to happen, but it will. Just stay the course. Congrats to you all on your journey, and remember, keep going.
All right, seniors. Thank you, Ms. Wright. This is the end. Okay, seniors, the world is hard. Give peace. Turn the other cheek. This world needs you at your best. Giving and growing, not just taking and showing. There's a huge difference between changing and learning. Graduates, until we meet again, you may turn your tassel to the left. Families, community, all witnesses in attendance, I present to you the Queens Grant High School class of 2023. Thank you.